And they won't be in this year,
No,
unfortunately.
it's a shame. Really a shame.
Well, they're going back to the old way next year.
Yeah, I'm glad of that.
Yeah, so am I. Well, both teams are clustered around their goaltender, now skating over to the benches, and we'll be ready to start here. Norwood Norfolk and Massena in Northern Athletic Conference high school hockey. And again, we'll run through those scores that we have for you so far this evening. It was Alex Bay over Malone 5-4. Potsdam beat Watertown 12-2. Salmon River 5, St. Lawrence Central 2. And Rome Free Academy over Ogdensburg 9-1. And our thanks to studio engineer Julianne Watson for obtaining those scores for us this evening. You're listening to Massena Red Raider Hockey on 1340 WMSA, Massena, New York. I'm Jerry Manor. Alongside me, Reg Cross, and we're about ready to start. The Flyers and the Red Raiders. For Norwood Norfolk, Chad Fayette, centerman, centering Bobby Myers and Joe McKenna. Dougie Levine and Dan DeFranco at the points. Francis Brothers between the pipes. For Massena, Jimmy Kinney, the goaltender. Edwards will center Chris Parker and Jeff Johnson. It'll be Bruce Albertine and Mike DeRushy on the blue lines. We're ready for the face-off. Referee Dave Evans steps in the circle, drops the puck, and we're underway. Off the draw, the puck still at center ice. Picked up there by Myers, and he backhands it deep in Massena territory. Mike DeRushy after it, in behind his own net. DeRushy feeding to Albertine. He starts out. Headman pass. Edwards. Edwards hitting Parker, the winger. Parker poke checked at the blue line, but stays. No, I guess it didn't stay in. Offsides will be called on Massena as the puck went in the zone right back out again. And the Raiders caught offsides. Face off just outside Flyer territory. Just underway here in tonight's hockey game. Edwards steps in against Fayette off the draw. The puck slides back Johnson. Johnson drops to Albertine, headman to Edwards. Edwards takes a bump but kicks it in the zone. Parker follows it in the corner, left side of the goalie. In behind the net, Parker kicking it, trying to move it along. He's taken out of the play by Levine. Edwards follows up. He can't control. Fayette starts out for the Flyers. Out to center ice, Chad Fayette. He's got McKenna. Centers it ahead to McKenna. His pass intercepted. Jeff Johnson trying to get it out of there. Myers gets a piece of it. Edwards picks it off his stick and feeds it over to Albertine. Albertine's pass intercepted, but right there is DeRushy to cover up and circle in behind his own end. Mike DeRushy for Massena, ahead to Albertine. Albertine has it poke checked away as Mike LePage out there. He loses it. Norwood Norfolk making a line change. Albertine breaks out of the zone. Here comes Albertine, and he just dumps it back into Norwood Norfolk zone as Massena wants to change as well as the Chad Valance line comes out. Here come the Flyers, starting to move it out. Sean Hicken. Hicken, headman pass shot from way outside. Goes wide. The puck rebound comes in behind the net. Darren King. King now changes directions behind his own net, trying to hit his wing, and breaking out of there. Here comes the Massena Red Raiders. Chad Valance poke checked at the blue line, and they move it around. Trying to follow up is Peter Bentz. Bentz has it poke checked away, and here's a shot. Hard shot by Seth Sobey, goes high. Now picking it up, Jeff Fayette. That's Chad's brother, dropping it in behind the net to Mike Todd, who's out there playing defense with Gravel. Out to center ice it comes. Here's Chris Sidden with it. Sidden hauled down. There's going to be a penalty as Norwood Norfolk's Mike LePage is going to get the gate. As one of those innocent plays that turns out bad as he went after the puck, but instead he got Chris Sidden's skate and he hauled him down. And Massena will go on the first power play of the evening. No score, 13:07 left, period number 1. So it will be Mike LePage off for tripping.
And the face-off will be the Norwood Norfolk end. Massena will be on the power play. Let's see, the setting. Mark Burke will center on this power play. King and Albertine back on defense.
DeRushy and Parker will be the two wingers. And off the face-off, puck goes in behind the net. After it, Parker back to King at the point. Fakes the shot, goes to Parker, halfway in. Parker into the face-off circle, drops back to King. King gets a weak shot off, goes wide, looking for probably a deflection there. Now it's Mark Burke, back to the point, Albertine, back to Burke. Burke now moving in, right side, quick short side, shot goes wide. Parker in behind the net, picks up the rebound. We have a whistle. Man in the crease, perhaps?
I believe man in the crease, as Massena had the puck on the right side, but let's...
Yeah, that's what it is. Face-off moves outside the zone. Out to kill it off, Chad Fayette and Joe McKenna up front. And it's going to be DeFranco and Levine on the two defensive positions. Dougie Levine had a big goal for Norwood Norfolk against Watertown, I understand. Off the face-off, here comes Burke after it in the corner. Looking to tie it up, he and Fayette, the puck slides free. They jam for it, DeFranco in there, he and Parker, and they tie it up. I would imagine that Dan DeFranco's probably played with most of these
I would
Massena
think
kids.
so, coming up through the Pee-wees and Bantams and so on.
Burke will face it off in Norwood Norfolk zone. 53 seconds left in the power play. Left sided goaltender, Francis Brothers. Off the face-off, the puck bounces high in the air out to center ice. Albertine after it. Trying to feed it ahead. DeRushy. DeRushy, long left wing pass intercepted. Comes back to center ice. King with it into the Norwood Norfolk zone, but Fayette is there to dump it out to center ice. Burke has it, but couldn't control it. It slid back across the blue line, and Massena with a couple of wings caught in the zone. Offsides will be the call, and we'll face it off again. And so far, Massena has controlled it a couple of times in the zone, but they haven't really gotten off any good shots.
No, nothing at all in the power play from Massena yet.
Burke stays out there with Parker, and, well, wait a minute, we're going to have a change here. As coming out will be Solvay to take the left wing for DeRushy. Off the draw. The puck bounced back to Massena blue line. Picking it up there is Darren King. To an open wing, Solvay. Now he leaves it for Albertine. Slides into the Norwood Norfolk zone. Levine is there. Over to DeFranco. Poke checked away from him by Parker. Parker in behind the net now. Carrying it, trying to lug it. DeFranco trying to forecheck. Here's a pass to Solvay. Solvay loses, and the puck slides back out to center ice into Massena territory. And Darren King there on a poke check. King with it. Headman pass to Burke. 9 seconds left in the power play. Burke can't control the Flyers' dump, and we are back to full strength here in about 2 seconds. And the Flyers have successfully killed off the penalty. Here's Darren King with it. Has a little trouble. Sidden comes back to help out. He's got it behind his own net. His pass is intercepted, and the puck comes back to Parker. Parker starts out. Headman to Solvay off his stick. Picked up there by Aaron Gravel at his own blue line. Over to Dougie Levine. Levine's headman pass goes to Sean Hicken. Hicken trying to center it. Here's a chance right in front. Shot Kinney saved. He holds on off the stick of Jeff Fayette. And we'll have a face-off Massena territory. And talking with Coach Mike Brzee before the hockey game, he said that Sean Hicken has played very, very well for him. He made a good play there.
Well, that's almost 4 minutes elapsed in the first period. That's the first shot on net for either team, Jerry.
Not much offense so far. Off the face-off, Hicken's line out there against the Mickey Edwards line. Edwards trying to steal the puck there. They jam for it. And it comes to Mickey, trying to get out of the zone. He's upended. Stolen there, and the shot by Jeff Fayette, and the save by Kinney. After it is Mike LePage in behind the net. LePage centering it, knocked down in front, and Jeff Johnson comes up with it. Trying to get it out of the zone. He can't. Right there again is Hicken. Hicken has it taken away by Sidden in behind the Massena net. Sidden and Hicken jamming for it. Sidden comes up with it around the boards. It goes to Bentz. He's upended, but coming up with it is Edwards. He can't get it out of the zone as the Flyers starting to exert a little pressure. Puck in behind the net. Sidden now from Massena. Backhand pass goes around the boards. Jeff Johnson. Massena trying to break it now. It comes to Edwards. Edwards underskates it. The puck bounces free. They jam. Hard check thrown by Johnson. He picks up the puck, leaves it for Sidden. Now Sidden and Johnson trying to come up with it. Finally, Sidden dumps it. Norwood Norfolk territory. Back there is Gravel after it. He and Edwards. They jam. Puck comes free in the corner. Edwards now behind the net. Skating right in front. Back in the slot. Albertine shot. Score! Nice pass by Edwards. Beautiful shot by Albertine.
Well, Albertine really played it very smart that time as Edwards had it.
McKenna short side shot. They jam. And the puck is off its moorings. Joel McKenna had a good opportunity there as the puck took a funny bounce off the boards behind the Massena net. And he was rubbed into the post. And the puck, or the net rather, came off its moorings. They had to blow it dead. But tell you what, Jim Kinney had that corner pretty well covered anyway. So the goal reads DeRushy from Edwards, and that's it.
That's all. Just the one. The official will be Albertine from Edwards. No other assists.
Fayette's line out there against the Mark Burke line. So there hasn't been much of matching lines here this evening. Off the face-off, puck at the blue line. Into Massena territory. Fayette's got it. He can motor. He circles back at his blue line, trying to feed it through. Here's a shot right on. Saved by Kinney. Covers up. That shot off the stick of Dan DeFranco. And DeFranco, I don't think, got as much on that as he would have liked. But he did get the shot off, and it was right on the ice. But Kinney did not give up any rebounds and covered it up. And the faceoff will come in Massena territory as both teams making line changes here. Chad Valance coming out now. And Peter Bentz will be on one wing and Seth Solvay the other wing. Sean Hicken's line back out for the Flyers. Mike Todd, Aaron Gravel playing the points for Norwood Norfolk. Off the faceoff, puck in the slot, goes back to the point now. They jam for it. Solvay comes up with it and starts it out. Headman pass. Here comes Chad Valance on the off wing. Valance in there trying to center it. His pass is intercepted by Gravel. Nice job by Todd to take Valance out of the play. Now it's Chris Sidden trying to hit it to the side of the net. Back to the point, out to center ice. The Flyers clear. Now Massena controlling again. Darren King dumps it deep in Norwood Norfolk territory. Around the boards it goes. Todd after it for the Flyers. Trying to get it out. Funny bounce, and the Flyers control. And here comes Hicken. Long headman pass. He hits Jeff Fayette. Fayette in on the right side. Trying to pass it through. It goes back to the point. Here's a shot. Kenny makes a save. Has a little trouble, but covers it up. And Mike Todd took the shot from the left point. It was kind of a knuckleball. And Kenny got it in the chest, and it fell on the ice, but he pounced on it.
He didn't get much, not much wood on that shot, but as you say, a little bit of a knuckleball. Jim Kenny a little bit of trouble with that, but he finally pounced on the puck. Forcing the face-off, it'll be to the right of Jimmy Kenny. Both teams will now change lines. We've got 5:50 to go in the first period, and Massena on top by a score of 1-0. That goal coming off the stick of Bruce Albertine. That was the first shot on net for Massena, and it ended up in a goal.
And there's a penalty on Massena in that little mix-up in front of the net as Peter Bentz goes in the box. Here's a quick shot, and score! Norwood Norfolk right off the face-off. And let's see here. That's going to be Dan DeFranco getting the goal, and Fayette will get the assist, and it's all tied. And I'll tell you what, that goal took 1 second in the power play. Right off the face-off.
You don't see that very often coming that quick, like you say. Only 1 second. He went off with 9:10 on the clock. There's 9:09 on the clock right now, Jerry. So all tied up, 1-1 power play.
Dan DeFranco will get the goal, and the assist is going to go to Chad Fayette, I would imagine, off the face-off. Massena trying to control it. Here's DeRushy at his own blue line. Out to center ice. Parker leaves for Edwards across the blue line. Edwards has it poke checked away by Chad Fayette, and Fayette starts out for the Flyers. Long headman pass goes by DeRushy into Massena territory, and after it is Albertine. Albertine over skates. The puck controlled by Bobby Myers. Myers loses to Albertine. Now DeRushy gets a piece of it and starts out for Massena. Mike DeRushy now ahead. Mickey Edwards. Edwards takes it across left side into the zone. To Parker, shot! Fired it wide. Now the puck comes free in front. Back to the point, now to center ice as DeRushy couldn't control it. Down the ice it goes, Massena territory, and Kinney's going to leave it. Now the puck in Massena zone. It's controlled by the Flyers. Hard check thrown there. And Hicken trying to center it. It's knocked down. And back around the boards it comes to Parker. He can't control. Here's a quick shot. Knocked down in front. They jam for it. Where's the puck? And it's still underneath somebody, and it goes finally out to the blue line, and Parker picks it up. Headmans to Johnson. Here comes Johnson trying to go through. He can't control. It's bounced back out by Dougie Levine. There's King to pick it up for Massena, and he had to wait for his wings. He ties it up along the boards in front of the penalty box, and we'll have a face-off. Dan DeFranco getting the goal. Chad Fayette's got to get the assist. He took the face-off. And that's it. Took 1 second in the power play for them to score that goal. That's right. You don't see that often.
Not that quick.
Here comes Massena moving in the zone. Here's Marty Medina trying to slide it across the goal mouth, but it's bounced out to center ice. And Chris Sidden has to pick it up for the Raiders. In his own zone now, Sidden in behind the net, circling around, looking. Carries it through some traffic, and he lugs it ahead to Burke. Burke can't control. It bounces along the boards in front of the penalty box, picked up by Sidden again. He's going to take a shot, and a kick save by Brothers. I don't think Brothers expected that one to come right on. Now Burke steals the puck. He has it taken away from him. The puck comes free. We're going to have a penalty, and we're going to have a penalty on who? Gravel, I believe, for holding.
I believe so.
As he and Burke were jamming for the puck, and Gravel had a hold of Burke. And he did prevent Burke from getting the puck, but he also picked up a holding call. And Massena will go on the power play. Their first power play, they did not really do very much at all.
No, they didn't. In fact, they didn't even have a shot on net during the power play. Let's see. They're going. All right, same setup on the power play. Burke at center and King and Albertine back on defense. Let's see. Parker on one wing. Let's see. DeRushy on the other wing.
And it's Fayette and McKenna out there along with Levine. We'll pick it up in a moment. Here's a shot by DeRushy. That goes a little bit wide. Burke digs it out of the corner. Mark Burke with it, right side of the goalie in the corner now, circling, looking for somebody to pass to. We got another penalty. Matching minors, I believe. Yeah. That was happening right in front of the net as Dan DeFranco and Mike DeRushy were mixing it up. And DeFranco gets high sticking. DeRushy gets high sticking, and it'll be 4-on-3. Plus the goaltenders. We're all tied at 1 here at the Massena Arena. Norwood Norfolk and the Massena Red Raiders. So far, the Flyers have played very well here this evening. Let's see here. Coming out for the Flyers, Dougie Levine will stay out there, along with Mike Todd and Chad Fayette. And Massena will send out Bruce Albertine and Darren King at the points, Parker and Burke at the front line. 7:07 left, first period. 1-1 tie hockey game. Face off top of the circle, off the draw. Albertine trying to slide it through to Burke in the slot. He can't control it. Chad Fayette picks it up, trying to dump it. It goes off a leg right back into his own zone, but it goes right to Levine, and he dumps it down the ice. And Kinney stops it in behind the net. Kinney's going to feed it over to Albertine, who goes back to King, and King starts out right side of Kinney. King headman pass, goes to Burke. Burke's going to take it across. Mark Burke with it off sides. I think Parker just a little bit ahead of the play.
Parker too anxious to get across that blue line. As Burke took it across the center ice, they had a 3-on-2 going for him, but now face off just outside the Norwood Norfolk blue line. Massena's on a power play, and it's all tied, 1-1.
Face off just outside Norwood Norfolk territory. Off the draw. Face off control. Fayette starts back for Norwood Norfolk. One-on-one with King, gets a shot off, and Darren got a piece of it. The puck bounces in behind the net, and King picks it up. King headman pass, controlled by Parker. Massena's got a 2-on-1 break. Parker coming down with Burke, drops it through. Nice defensive play by Dougie Levine, and he dumps it back out to center ice, as Levine did exactly what he had to do that time. Now back the other way, Albertine starts out again. 40 seconds in the Massena power play. Headman to Burke. Burke across the blue line. Drop pass, Albertine. Whoa, he almost lost it. Has it poke checked away, back out to center ice. King has to go back to Albertine. Massena a little sloppy on this power play, and Albertine just dumps it as Massena makes some changes here. Mickey Edwards coming out, but he can't control it. It's dumped down the ice, 10 seconds in the power play. They're going to have to quickly move if they want to get a shot off here. Doesn't look like they will, though. Here comes King with it, starting out from Massena. And DeFranco's back out on the ice, or check that, Gravel. And Mickey Edwards has the puck about halfway in Norwood Norfolk zone. Back to King. King winds. His shot goes wide. The rebound after it is Johnson. Can't control. Now he picks it up. Takes it to the blue line. Drops to Darren King. King winds a quick shot. Save. Nope. Did it? Yes, it's a save. It hit the goalpost, though. The red light came on, but it was not in. And Edwards has the rebound. Edwards trying to get by a check. And DeFranco takes the puck away and slides it back out to center ice. Now Chris Sidden with it over to Darren King. Best chance Massena's had in a while, since the goal, in fact. Now the puck comes to Sidden, ahead to Johnson. Johnson moving it across the blue line. He's taken out of the play, gets it back again. Knocked down. Dougie Levine picks up the puck. Headman pass does get out of the zone, just barely. Albertine tried to keep it in. They jam for it, and the puck picked up by Chad Valance. Valance slides it through, but Bobby Myers is there to dump it back out to center ice. Back is Chris Sidden for it. Feeding it ahead, back Norwood Norfolk zone. That'll be an icing call against Massena. There's nobody there, and that'll move the faceoff back into Massena territory. 4:49 left to play here, period number 1. We're tied at 1. Chad Fayette out there, along with Bobby Myers and Joe McKenna, Dan DeFranco, and Dougie Levine. Now Levine comes off, and Gravel comes on. And let's see here. That's going to be Burke's line for Massena. Off the face-off, they jam for it. Puck controlled by nobody. It's bouncing in the slot back to the point, and McKenna backhands it Massena territory in the corner. DeRushy trying to feed it around the boards. Poke checked away. In behind the net, Myers with it. Myers and DeRushy spar for it. The puck comes back to the point again. DeFranco slides right in front. Fayette, score! Chad Fayette. Dan DeFranco picks up the assist, and the Flyers take the lead 2-1.
Fayette right there on the right-hand side of the net. I don't know where the Massena defense was on that one. He was all alone. It's DeFranco. Nice play by DeFranco, throwing that puck the left point over to the right side of the net. Fayette was all alone, and it was just he and Jimmy Kenny, and he put it behind Kenny. So Norwood Norfolk goes up by a score 2-1, 4:30 to go in the game. During the first period.
The first period. Burke's line out there. Medina and Fauché are the two wingers. Off the face-off against Fayette's line. DeFranco trying to feed it ahead. Picked up there by Jeff Fauché. Fauché trying to get it in the zone. He's got it. Here's Fauché now dumping it into the corner. Back in behind the net. Marty Medina trying to center. Fauché side of the net, can't control. The puck comes free. It's around the boards and picked up by DeFranco. Myers also picked up an assist on that, apparently. Now here's Myers coming through, but Fauché takes it off his stick and starts back from Massena. Fauché down the left wing side, across the blue line, trying to barge through in the corner. It's poke-checked away, and the Flyers' Fayette starts back. That's Chad Fayette. Fayette across the blue line. Here's Fayette. He can motor. Drop pass to McKenna, intercepted by Marty Medina. McKenna gets it away. Sharp angle shot. Kinney glove save. I think Massena's third line a little overmatched against that Norwood Norfolk first line.
Well, that first line, Fayette and McKenna and Myers, a good first line.
So the faceoff will come Massena territory as Sean Hickens' line coming out for the Flyers. Mike LePage and Jeff Fayette will be the two wingers. And for Massena, the Chad Valance line off the faceoff. Hicken controls in the corner, taken away by DeRushy. Now Valance steers in behind his own net. Valance starts out, gets by one, gets by two. Here's Valance leading the attack, trying to headman it, gets it back again. Here's Valance. Oh, nice move. Valance shot! For the brothers, I don't think he got a piece of it. It went high anyway. Now it's Norwood Norfolk, Sean Hicken, trying to clear the zone. Did he get out of there? No! Kept in nicely by Albertine. Steps by a check and feeds it into the corner. Puck comes in behind the net. Back there to pick it up is Mike Todd along the boards. Peter Bintz steps in and picks it up. Bintz trying to center it, intercepted by Hicken, and he's going to break it out for the Flyers. Hicken dumps Massena territory, and back in there is Mike DeRushy to pick it up. DeRushy now moving out of the zone. Here comes DeRushy to center ice. He trying to control it, poke checked away. Valance follows up, feeds it to Bintz. Bintz backhand pass, nice to Sauve. Sauve blasts way wide. Puck comes in the corner. Back is Doug Levine. Levine feeding it around the boards. It goes up to Mike LePage. LePage controls backhand pass. Chad Fayette back out there. His pass intercepted by Bintz. Bintz can't control. Now it comes to Sidden. McKenna and Sidden jam. McKenna controls, poke checked away. Myers. Sharp angle shot is gloved, and Kinney holds on, and we'll have a face-off in Massena territory. And we are down to 2:25 left to go in the first period. And the scoreboard reads Norwood Norfolk 2, Massena 1. Mickey Edwards' line steps out now. Edwards, Parker, and Johnson. Chad Fayette's line out there for the Flyers. Off the face-off to Franco. His shot, Kinney save. Puck in the corner. Fayette after it again. He's all over the ice. Taken away, though. They jam for it in the corner. We're going to have a penalty. We're going to have a holding call. And I believe it's going to go against who? No, a hit from behind against Joe McKenna of Norwood Norfolk. And Joe steps into the penalty box. And Massena will have another power play opportunity. A good time to try and tie the score up here. 2-1 Norwood Norfolk leading. 2:12 left in the period, first period. The game that's moving right along here at the Massena Arena. Mickey Edwards will center Parker. And let's see, Jeff Johnson off the face-off. Edwards, headman Parker. Parker trying to come up with it, breaking in. Partial break, shot right on. Brothers makes the save, stood his ground nicely. Back to King at the point. Sharp angle shot, glove by Brothers. I think it was off the net, but now Norwood Norfolk dumps it back into Massena territory. Here comes Edwards again. Across the blue line, out to center ice. Has it poke checked away, and it's picked up there by Jeff Fayette. Dumps it back into Massena territory. We have a penalty. And it's going to be a hooking call, and it's going to go against Jeff Johnson, I believe, of Massena. And that's going to even things up here with 1:01 left in the Flyer penalty. 2-1 the score for Norwood Norfolk over the Massena Red Raiders. Face-off will come in Massena territory, top of the circle to the left of goaltender Jim Kinney. Chad Fayette back out there again. Chad Fayette, brother Jeff, will be up front. Here's a quick shot, poke check, back out to center ice. DeFranco with it. His pass intercepted, and it comes to Albertine. Albertine to Mike DeRushy. We're skating 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. DeRushy dumps it. Norwood Norfolk territory, goes in behind the net. And after it there is DeFranco. He can't control. The puck comes to Albertine. Albertine loses it to Fayette, and Fayette out to center ice. Going to brother Jeff Fayette into the Massena zone. DeRushy picks it up. Here's DeRushy in behind the net now, circling, moving it. Long headman pass, Mike DeRushy. The recipient, oh, nice move. Ahead it goes to Burke, he can't control. And right there is DeFranco. Can't clear the zone, though. Burke keeps it in. Now Aubertine gets a piece of it. It comes to Dougie Levine, and Levine dumps it to center ice. And about 13 seconds left in the Norwood Norfolk penalty. Then they go on the power play. Here comes Mickey Edwards across the blue line, 1-on-2. Now following it up, and nobody could come up with that. That was Marty Medina trying to. It's back to center ice. Here comes Edwards again across the blue line. Taken out of the play, jamming for it, and he can't control it. Nice defensive play made there by Sean Hicken, and the puck tied up along the boards, and we'll have a face-off as the Norwood Norfolk penalty is up. 20 seconds left in the Massena penalty to Jeff Johnson. Only 33 seconds left in the period. Norwood Norfolk leading 2-1.
Fast first period, Jerry.
I guess so.
Really fast.
It's flown right by. Hicken's line out there now. Hicken, well, it's kind of a different power play. Hicken, Myers, and McKenna. The reason being is Fayette was on the ice for a while. He needs a rest. And Edwards out there with Parker, King, and Sidden. Levine playing 1 point along with Aaron Gravel. Off the face, the puck comes to Gravel in his own end. Trying to headman it, Myers. Myers out front. It goes to Sean Hicken, who dumps it. Massena territory. Kinney stops it behind the net. Trying to move it along to King. Poke checked away. The puck comes back to Edwards. Edwards just looking to dump it down the ice, and he does. And he beat the penalty, I guess. No icing called. And the penalty is up, and we're down to 9 seconds in the period. Here's Levine. Dumping it over on the other side to Gravel in his own end. Gravel just moving it around, trying to waste time to the end of the period. There's the buzzer, and we have played a period of hockey here at the Massena Arena. And the Flyers of Norwood Norfolk have taken a 2-1.
Coincidental penalty with DeFranco and DeRushy went off together. So, no, not many penalties in there. Although Norwood Norfolk made use of Massena penalties as they scored their first goal was a power play goal. That the goal from with DeFranco and Fayette. So, Norwood Norfolk's got to be a little sky high here starting the second period. They're leading by a score of 2-1.
It will be Mickey Edwards' line out there. Chris Parker on one wing. And Jeff Johnson on the other wing. Of course, Chad Fayette's line out there. And Fayette, McKenna, and Myers. Levine and DeFranco, the points for Norwood Norfolk. Aubertine, DeRushy from Massena. Jim Kinney in the goal to our right. And Francis Brothers in the goal to our left. And off the faceoff, Aubertine dumps it. Norwood Norfolk territory. Brothers lets it go by. Back is DeFranco. Trying to get by a check. Stolen away there. Here's Jeff Johnson trying to go to Parker. Too deep. Has to go back to the point. Bruce Aubertine tries to get the shot out. Deflected right front. Score! And there was a big mix-up in front of the net. Jeff Johnson got the puck, and Brothers didn't have a chance. And that's got to be one of the stranger ones we've seen this year, Reg.
That was. The puck just took sort of an odd bounce. It was bouncing along the ice. Jeff Johnson was on the right-hand side of the net, and the puck just happened to bounce over to him. And there was a mix-up in front of the net with both Norwood Norfolk defensemen there. It was Johnson and Brothers, and it's all tied up.
It was a mix-up as both defensemen were trying to clear Mickey Edwards out of the slot. And they left Jeff Johnson all by himself. Aubertine took the shot. It was an extremely weak shot. And it went right to Johnson. And Brothers couldn't even see the puck. All Jeff had to do was direct it. And it went in the net. And here comes Massena. Here's Parker. Headman to Edwards. Cross the blue line. Trying to pass it through. They jam. And it's back out to center ice off a Norwood Norfolk stick. Brucey Aubertine with the puck now, dumps it in the zone. Stolen, Parker, he can't control. Back the other way comes Dan DeFranco. Long headman pass, intercepted by DeRushy. DeRushy skates back. We're tied at 2 here. We're early in the second period, moving along the boards. Parker slides it ahead. Mickey Edwards skating for it. Edwards after it. He's being jammed out of the play. Parker trying to follow. Now Edwards with it. Slides away. DeFranco to Aubertine. Can't keep it in. Now it's in. And after it is Edwards in the corner. Back there's Dougie Levine around the boards for Jeff Fayette. Fayette now feeding it in behind the net. Jeff Johnson there to Edwards. Edwards all by himself trying to center it in front, but it's cleared by Levine into the corner. And the Flyers try to get it out of there. Johnson keeps it in at the point. Dumps it to an open wing, and Massena will make a line change here. Levine picks up the puck for the Flyers. Starts out. Long headman pass intercepted. Chris Sidden waits for his wings. Slides it back Norwood Norfolk end. Peter Bintz after it. Bintz gets by a check. Bintz in behind the net, can't control. It's cleared around the boards. And moving it up is Hicken. He and Sidden jam. And the puck comes free again, and it's picked up there by Sean Hicken. Loses side of the net. Now the puck in behind the net, and I think it was tied up in the mesh behind the net. The faceoff will come in Massena territory. And surprisingly enough, Reg, Norwood Norfolk kind of running around now. I don't know what happened to him.
I'm not either sure. Maybe that quick goal. The official on that was number 23, Jeff Johnson, getting the goal with the only the one assist to Bruce Albertine. That coming at the 29-second mark of the second period.
Totally innocent-looking play.
It was.
And it ended up a goal for Massena. Mark Burke's line comes out. And Chad Fayette's line right back out there for the Flyers. Off the face-off. Burke trying to take the face-off. It goes into the corner, controlled by McKenna. He loses it. Back to the point. Chris Sidden takes a whack at it. Slides free. Burke, backhander. Save, brothers, and he loses it. Is it in the net? No, it goes wide. And they jam, and the puck covered up. The whistle blows. Whoa! And I'll tell you what, brothers almost lost that one.
Little backhander by Mark Burke. Right in the slot, sort of an easy backhander, but Francis Brothers having a little trouble with that puck. Finally coming up with the save, and the face-off now will be to the right of goalie Francis Brothers of Norwood Norfolk. All tied, 2-2.
Burke out there, along with Jeff Fauché and Marty Medina against the Chad Fayette line. Off the draw, back to the point. Sidden, backhander, right on, Brothers, the save, into the corner on the rebound. Medina trying to move it along the boards. Stepping in as Sidden, poke checked away, out to center ice. Burke back for it for Massena. Burke loses to Myers. King is there to cover, sliding it along. Fauché just dumps into Norwood Norfolk territory, in behind the net, trying to pick it up. And Marty Medina taken out of the play, and Chad Fayette starts back for the Flyers. Fayette lugging out of the zone. He's going to dump it right on, and Kenny gloves it and drops it behind the net for King. King feeding it in the corner. Can't control it there. Finally coming back for it is Burke. And Burke starts out from Massena. Across the blue line. Across the red line. Burke leading the attack. Burke gets a quick wrist shot off, and it's wide. Jeff Johnson in the corner after it. Massena making a line change. Dougie Levine loses. Johnson follows up, feeds it around the boards. Aaron Gravel for the Flyers, back to the point. Here's a shot right on, taken by Bruce Albertine. Puck in the corner, off the save. Now after Mickey Edwards, and it's tied up in the corner. And we'll have a face-off as Gravel in there to tie it up along with Chris Parker. And we'll face it in the Norwood Norfolk zone. 12:06 left to play here. Period number 2. 2-2 tie hockey game.
Just the reverse as I thought it would be. Massena's coming out really flying, and Norwood Norfolk seems to be down a little bit, Jerry.
Funny. A quick goal will do that sometimes.
Right.
Off the face. Puck back to the point. Albertine keeps it in to Mickey Edwards. Top of the circle. Edwards trying to get by a check. Edwards and Levine jam for it. Edwards is hauled down. He gets back up again and ties it up in the corner with Levine. The whistle blows, and we'll have another face-off. Norwood Norfolk territory is Mickey Edwards and Dougie Levine jamming there a couple of times. Sean Hickens line out for the Flyers. Hicken, LePage, and Fayette. That's Jeff Fayette. Off the face-off. Puck back to the point. Albertine can't keep it in. Jumped over his stick. He has to retreat into his own end. Here's Albertine with it, being forechecked there by Jeff Fayette. Fayette gets it to Hicken. Hicken and Albertine jam. The puck comes free behind the net, and it's picked up there by LePage. Centering pass right in front, but it's knocked down by Edwards, and he starts out. Here's Edwards. Headman pass for Parker. He looks a little tired. Parker in after it. To Edwards. Sharp angle shot. Doesn't get through. It's picked up by Hicken. Hicken now loses to Edwards. Centering pass. Back to the point it goes. Chris Sidden winds. A shot bouncing right on. The save made by Francis Brothers. He'll hold on for the face-off. 2-2 tie here. 11:18 left. Second period. Massena will send the Chad Valance line out there. Valance out there with Peter Bentz and Seth Solvay. King will be out there at one point along with Chris Sidden. Off the face-off, the whistle blows. Somebody moved. Chad Fayette's line out there once again. Pretty much two-line effort here for Norwood Norfolk. In fact, I can't remember having seen that third line yet.
I don't believe they've been out yet, Jerry.
And we're in the second period. Off the face again. The puck bouncing around in the circle. Chad Fayette controls, gets it out of the zone. They jam for it. Picked up by Myers to Fayette across the blue line. A blast. Glove saved by Kinney. May have been a little bit high, but he's going to hold on. And the face-off will come in Massena territory.
Again, Norwood Norfolk controlling those face-offs. I don't know if Chad Fayette has lost a face-off tonight, Jerry. He's a good center for Norwood Norfolk.
Sure is. He's out there every other shift. Power plays and penalty killing.
He sees his share of ice time.
Yep, off the face-off. Of course, Norwood Norfolk has had that situation a lot. Right. Remember a guy by the name of Roger Hewitt, who was he played both offense and defense, forward and defense. Here comes Massena now, controlling the pass. Peter Bentz can't control. Picked up by Gravel. Aaron Gravel into the Massena end. trying to slide it through. It's intercepted. Fayette gets a piece of it. Now Chad Valance comes back and picks it up in behind his own net. Valance getting by a check, trying to move it out. Headman pass goes to Seth Sauvé. Sauvé, long pass. Here comes Peter Bentz after it. Can't control. Dougie Levine back to center ice. Chad Fayette again for the Flyers across the blue line. Fayette coming in on Sid, now circles back to the blue line. Nobody picks him up. He's going to drop to Dougie Levine, the backhander. Kinney makes the save. The puck in the slot, the rebound, they jam. It's underneath. Fayette trying to come up with it. The whistle blows, and we're going to have a penalty as Chad Valance will get called, I believe, as he just leveled Chad Fayette.
Oh, he sure did. Wow.
But that was one of those necessary penalties as Fayette was getting ready to pick the puck up. And I'll tell you what, if you got to take a penalty, I think that's the kind you want to take. Charging the call on Chad Valance.
Fayette bounced back about 3 feet on that one, I'll tell you.
He was just getting ready. He was on his knees, but he had his stick, and the puck was sitting right in the slot. But Valance did not even allow him to get a shot off. Sean Hicken's going to center the power play unit here as Chad Fayette probably seeing a couple of stars right now. So Hicken will face it off. Mark Burke out there to try to kill off the draw. It goes back to the point. DeFranco feeding it over on the other side. They jam for it. That's LePage dumping into the corner. King after it for Massena over skates. The puck goes around the boards back to the point. DeFranco sliding it right on, the save by Kinney. Not a hard shot. And it's picked up and bounced to center ice by Mark Burke. Goes all the way down, and Brothers steers it in the corner for Danny DeFranco. DeFranco loses it in a skate. Now he finds it. Starts out right side. DeFranco, headman pass. Moving it out of the zone is Jeff Fayette. Fayette controlling across the blue line. He's upended. The puck comes across. Back to the point. It goes to Levine. Can't get the shot off. Nice play by Burke. Back comes Massena. And it's dumped down the ice by Chris Sidden. Back is Dougie Levine. Norwood Norfolk fans clamoring for a penalty. 40 seconds left in the power play. It comes to center ice. Mark Burke with it. His backhander didn't go anywhere. And back the other way comes Norwood Norfolk. Sean Hicken. Hicken at the blue line. Dumps it. Goes up into the crowd. Not exactly what he had in mind, but the faceoff will come in the center ice area. 32 seconds left. Flyer power play. 9:21 second period. We're tied at 2.
Norwood Norfolk not doing too much in this power play, Jerry. They don't seem to be able to get organized on this power play, but that was their second power play unit. Now the first unit of Chad Fayette out there for Norwood Norfolk.
McKenna and Myers are the wingers. Albertine out there to kill it, and he feeds it ahead for Jeff Johnson. Johnson controls the puck across the blue line. He has it poke checked in the last minute by who else but Chad Fayette, and back comes McKenna. McKenna slides it into the corner, Massena zone. Here's Myers, quick shot. Nice save by Kinney as Bobby Myers made a good play as he just turned and got the quick wrist shot off and almost caught Kinney off guard.
He was ready for that one, though. That time, Jimmy Kinney was following the puck, had his eye right on the puck. It was a quick shot by Myers, but Kinney had it all the way. Face off now just to the right of Jimmy Kinney, all tied, 2-2.
15 seconds left in the power play. Chad Fayette against Chris Parker. Off the draw. Puck goes back in behind. Albertine takes a whack at it. Gravel can't keep it in. Slides down the ice. And we're down to 8 seconds in the power play as Gravel comes back for it in his own end. Out to center ice, McKenna. He can't control. Intercepted right back in Norwood Norfolk zone. Gravel again. Trying to dump it ahead. Albertine feeding it for Parker. Here comes Chris Parker looking to split the defense. He's taken away by, let's see, that's McKenna. And Joe comes out to center ice. McKenna dumps in the Massena zone. In behind the net it comes. DeRushy after it. Mike DeRushy with a puck now controlling it. Starts out for Massena. DeRushy, big kid leading the attack. Goes to the blue line trying to slide it through. The puck comes free and McKenna centers it. Back out to Fayette a little bit too far. Albertine. Headman pass. Meant for Edwards. He just slides it through. Seth Sauvé jamming for it in the corner. Sauvé centering pass. Edwards. Oh, what a save! Beautiful shot. Oh, nice play by Massena. Beautiful save by Brothers. And the net is off its moorings, and we'll have a face-off.
That's the best save of the night right there.
Whoa.
I thought that goal was in for Massena. Brother was on the right-hand side. He slid over to the left-hand side, deflecting that puck, and now the goal goes off the moorings. So it'll be a face-off just to the right of Francis Brothers of Norwood Norfolk. 8:07 to go. Second period all tied 2-2.
Outstanding opportunity for Massena. Good save for Brothers. Chad Valance's line out there for Massena. Off the draw against the Sean Hicken line. Puck around the board. Still in Norwood Norfolk territory. After it there, Seth Solvay. Solvay has it poke checked away. To the blue line it comes, and it's out to center ice. Here comes Hicken. Hicken now trying to slide it through. Here comes Fayette. That's the other Fayette, Jeff. Jeff on the backhand shot. Save Kinney. The rebound right in front. Cleared in behind the net. Good save by Kinney. Good move by Fayette. The younger Fayette. Now here comes Chris Sidden, ahead man to Valance. Valance feeding his wing. Solvay back to Valance. Poke checked away. Comes to Sidden. Over to King. King winds the big slapper, knocked down, and back the other way comes Fayette. Fayette's going to dump it Massena zone. And they want a line change as the Chad Fayette line coming back out already. Here comes King for Massena. King stepping by a check and slides it down the ice. Back to pick it up is Myers. Myers trying to drop it through. It comes to Levine. He circles in front of his own goalie, trying to dump it back, and he gets it. And it goes to DeFranco. DeFranco, head man pass from Myers across the blue line. Off a leg. Myers gets it back. Quick shot. Nice save. Kinney, that was headed for the corner. Puck free. Myers behind the net. Myers trying to move it. He's got it. Drops it back to the point to Franco. He tees it. His shot bounces through some legs. Poke checked into the corner. Chris Sidden after it. He can't control. Comes behind the net. Myers with it. Myers is Norwood Norfolk putting the pressure back to DeFranco. DeFranco's pass to an open wing, and it's picked up by Valance. The pressure off. Here comes Massena. Headman pass. And Vince, or rather, that's not Vince, that's Marty Medina, can't control it. And the puck comes free back out to center ice. Here's Chris Sidden with it. Bounces it ahead for Burke off the back of his skate. Aubertine follows. Here's Aubertine. Gets through some traffic. Bruce Aubertine with it. Into the corner. Takes a whack at it. Trying to slide it through in the slot. Here's Mark Burke. He can't control it. Burke follows. Looking for the puck. It jams. And finally, it's Chad Fayette to poke it, but not out. Puck comes free. Both teams with some opportunities. Center ice. Poke checked away. Here comes Fauché across the blue line for Massena. Runs into the official. Now looks to tie it up back to Aubertine. He can't control at the point. Aubertine taken away by Fayette. The puck comes free. Massena zone. A foot race for it. And DeRushy comes up with it. Here's DeRushy in the corner. Turning around. Starting back for Massena. Out of center ice. DeRushy on the off wing. Lugs it across, try to barge in the zone. The puck comes free. In behind the net, he and Myers jam and tie, and we'll have a face-off. And it will be in Norwood Norfolk territory. And we are down to 5:42, and I'll tell you, this second period moving along, too.
Right, and it's still tied 2-2 as only 5:42. Face-off in the Norwood Norfolk end. Both teams will change lines. Mickey Edwards' line out there for Massena. That's Parker on the left wing and Jeff Johnson on the right wing. King and Sidden back on defense.
Sean Hicken's line out for the Flyers. Hicken, LePage, and Fayette back to the point. King shot right on. Brothers, big save. High in the air. Puck goes in behind the net. Now picking it up is Johnson. Centering pass right in front. They jam for it, and Edwards can't come up with it. And it's tied up, and Mickey's saying, why me? As he had an opportunity, just couldn't find the handle.
Well, that time the puck came back to King. That time King hit it on the fly. Before, he stopped the puck. Set it up. He takes too much time. That time King took it on the fly. Actually, the goalie was screened by his own defenseman, but Francis Brothers made a good save on the shot by King.
Off the faceoff, Johnson in the corner, gets by a check. Jeff Johnson centering right front. Parker's there. Now it hits the side of the net and is picked up by Hicken. Hicken moving it back out to center ice. Sidden leaves it for King. King retreating. Now slides it ahead. Johnson pass intercepted. Puck comes to Edwards. Edwards trying to kick it ahead. The puck slides free into the Norwood Norfolk zone. Picked up there by LePage, trying to move it out of there. The puck in the slot. They jam for it. Edwards trying to get the shot off. Sharp angle shot. Nice save by Brothers again. And the puck slides to center ice once more off a Norwood Norfolk stick. Darren King with it. Trying to feed it ahead. Hits a body at the blue line. Picked up by Gravel. Gravel's pass intercepted by King. We have a whistle and an elbow against Chris Parker of Massena. Norwood Norfolk will go on the power play. And a good break for them because Massena really putting some pressure on. 4:51 left to go, second period. 2-2 tie at the Massena Arena. Norwood Norfolk and Massena.
So Norwood Norfolk will go on a power play as Parker goes off a minute and a half for elbow. The face-off will be at the Norwood Norfolk blue line. Of course, the Fayette line will come out there for Norwood Norfolk on their power play. This will be their fourth power play of the evening.
Off the face-off, the puck back in Flyer territory. Burke out there, and he's got the puck. He's got Medina with him to kill it off. It comes to center ice. Aubertine with it. Aubertine and DeRushy. And, of course, we've got the Chad Fayette line. Aubertine just wasting some time, feeding it ahead for Burke, who takes a whack at it, gets it out to center ice, back in again quickly. Offsides will be called on Norwood Norfolk. 1:11 left in the power play. Chad Fayette out there with Joe McKenna and Bobby Myers. And at the points, we've got Dougie Levine and Dan DeFranco. Now they're going to have a change as Hickens' line comes out. Pretty much they go with straight lines for the power play. I think Mike Brzee wants to get Hicken out here for a little while and get Fayette back out there for the end of the power play. In the zone by DeFranco, trying to slide it through. Hickens intercepted. Back to Levine. His shot deflected, side of the net. And Jeff Fayette was there but couldn't control the deflection. Now the puck bouncing around. It's out to center ice. After it, Marty Medina. He and Dougie Levine jam. We're going to have a penalty. And I think, what are we going to have here? A high stick call against, Marty Medina. And that means that Norwood Norfolk will go on a two-man power play for 50 seconds. As Medina off for high sticking. And now I'll tell you what, the Flyers have a good opportunity here to take the lead with a two-man advantage for 50 seconds. High sticking the call against Marty Medina. As he and Dougie Levine were jamming for the puck, Medina got his stick too high, and they've been very, very strict on that this year.
They have. They're calling those high sticks.
Off the face-off, puck dump Massena zone. In behind the net it goes. After it is Bobby Myers. Myers moving. Fayette behind the net, looking, moving into the slot. Now Fayette takes it back about halfway out. Centering pass intercepted, but Fayette gets it back again. At the blue line, Fayette feeding for Dougie Levine. Centering pass, Fayette intercepted, and down the ice it goes. Mickey Edwards. 26 seconds left in the two-man advantage. Levine with a puck for the Flyers. Starting out of his own end, here's Levine leading the attack, taking it across the blue line. Offsides will be called as Jeff Fayette just a little bit ahead of the play, and he kind of lost his footing and fell over the blue line. Faceoff moves outside the zone. 14 seconds left, two-man advantage.
Coaches don't like that. You got a two-man advantage, and they go offside. Brzee hollering a little bit over there. Wasn't he on that one?
Yeah,
Gary?
He was. Michael wasn't too pleased at all.
I wasn't happy with that.
Off the face, puck in the Massena zone, backhanded out to center ice. Edwards gets a piece of it, trying to control it back in the zone. Massena zone. Oh, Albertine bounced it out over the outstretched stick of Bobby Myers. And with 7 seconds left of the two-man advantage, the face-off will be just inside Massena territory. And, of course, if you want to win a face-off, Reg, now's the time to do it.
Oh, that's for sure. When the puck's in your own end, Massena needs his face-off badly.
Edwards against Fayette. Fayette doesn't lose too many. And he didn't lose that one. But Myers has to come out. Goes over to Gravel. Gravel feeding Dougie Levine, who takes it across. And the first penalty is up. Massena gets a man back. The puck in the corner. Chad Fayette with it. Looking to drop it back to the point. Gravel bouncing the puck around, and it's poke checked out to center ice by Edwards. Slides back into Massena territory. Back there is Gravel. Gravel feeding it ahead for Bob Myers. His pass goes to Fayette. Fayette taken out of the play by Parker. Parker bounces it down the ice into Norwood Norfolk territory. I think Chad's a little tired right now. He's been out there for a long time. About 12 seconds left in the Massena penalty. Down the ice it comes, center ice. Picked up there by Mike DeRushy. Waits, feeding it ahead. Chris Parker. Parker trying to bounce it, takes it back in his own end to DeRushy. Penalty is up, and it's down the ice, and it slides into Norwood Norfolk territory, and it's controlled by Brothers. He leaves it for Levine. The penalty is up to Massena. We're back to full strength. So good penalty-killing job by the Raiders. Now Fayette trying to split the defense. Sidden takes it off his stick. Puck comes in the corner. Sidden picks it up. Round the boards it goes. Big Mike DeRushy picks it up for Massena. DeRushy, poke checked away by Fayette, trying to get it back again. He does. Out to center ice. Here comes DeRushy, building up a head of steam across the blue line. Quick shot! Score!
I don't know what happened to Brothers on that. He thought he had it. He put that glove hand out. All of a sudden he looked. The puck wasn't there. The puck was behind him. Just a quick wrist shot. It wasn't really a hard shot by DeRushy. Massena goes ahead, 3-2. That was one of the goals that Francis Brothers is going to say, I should have had that one.
Not a hard shot at all by Mike DeRushy, but sometimes the hard ones are the ones that they can stop, and the easy ones go in. DeRushy getting the goal. Off the face-off. The puck still in the zone. They jam for it. Where is it? Back at the blue line and out to center ice. Here comes Massena. Seth Solvay breaking in right side. Solvay trying to feed it to Peter Bintz, and he's taken out of the play. Now Bintz steals the puck in the corner. Bintz with it back to King at the point. He winds his shot. just wide. The rebound, Vince in behind the net. Poke checks along with DeFranco. They jam for it. Vince comes up with it, trying to feed it to an open wing, but right there to pick it up is Mike Todd. Todd in the corner, and Sauve trying to pick up the puck, goes to Vince behind the net, centering. Sauve trying to come up with it, can't get it, goes back to the point. Big shot by King, deflected just wide. Puck bounces to the back of the mesh, and it's controlled there. We're going to have a penalty on Norwood on Vince.
On Vince for Massena.
Slashing. So Peter Vince goes off for slashing. And Norwood Norfolk will go back on the power play. Massena has taken the lead here, 3-2. We've seen a couple of weird goals here tonight.
Well, Massena did a real good job last time killing off that penalty. When Massena was two-man down, Edwards, Albertine, and King did an excellent job killing off that two-man down and also the one-man down penalty a few minutes ago.
Off the face-off, Burke controls, gets a shot off. Right on, Brothers loses it, but it goes in behind the net. They jam for it, trying to tie it up there, and the puck slides free. Medina, and the puck in the corner finally controlled by Bobby Myers for Norwood Norfolk. Out to center ice. Albertine pokes it by Myers, brings it back the other way. Albertine across the blue line, building up ahead of steam, slides it right out, penalty! And Dougie Levine is going to be called for hauling down Bruce Albertine, and Massena has evened it up now as Levine will go into the penalty box and sit. And you know what I've noticed, Reg? I think the Flyers are getting a little tired.
They seem to. Brucey Albertine had that penalty that time. He forced Levine to haul him down. Brucey going on down that left side, down that left wing, started to cut in toward the net, toward Francis Brothers, and Levine really had to haul Albertine down in order to prevent him from going in all alone. So that'll nullify the penalty, the power play of Norwood Norfolk.
4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. Mickey Edwards out there with Chris Parker and Chad Fayette and Bobby Myers up front for the Flyers. Face off, Norwood Norfolk zone to the right. Goaltender Francis Brothers, 3-2 Massena leads. We're in the second period in the final minute. Now they throw him out of the face-off circle, and Parker and Myers will step in there. Off the draw. The face-off control by Norwood Norfolk, and out to center ice. After it is DeRushy. DeRushy. Backhand pass to Albertine. Albertine starts out. Hits Edwards on the fly. Here comes Edwards across the blue line, stepping by a check. Mickey Edwards breaking in, trying to center it right in front. It goes to Brothers, and he holds on. And it hit the back of his pad, and he just held his ground that time. And we're down to 41 seconds left in the period. 47 seconds left in the Peter Bintz penalty. A minute 12 left in the Doug Levine Norwood Norfolk penalty. Edwards again against Chad Fayette. Left side this time. Off the draw. Edwards back to the point. DeRushy over to Albertine. Albertine winds. Now he deflects right on the save made, and it's back to the point. May not have been a save. I think it went off a defenseman, but the puck comes out to center ice. DeRushy over to Albertine. Albertine's had a good game here this evening, hasn't he?
He's played well.
Albertine, head man, goes to Edwards through traffic, taken away. Big Chad Fayette trying to cross the blue line. We have a holding call against Mickey Edwards.
Not a good penalty that time. The play had gone up by the blue line. Edwards is still blocked by the red line. Call for a holding, so Norwood Norfolk now will go on another power play.
Back on the power play with 19 seconds left in the period. 25 seconds left in the first Massena penalty. 50 seconds left in the Norwood Norfolk penalty. And then, of course, Edwards getting ready to start to serve his. Burke out there to draw against Fayette. Bob Myers, the other Norwood Norfolk forward. Sidden and King out from Massena off the draw. The puck comes to Sidden. Looks to find the hole. Dumps to the blue line. They jam at it, and it's Burke with a stick down the ice. 10 seconds left. Back to pick it up there is Jeff Fayette. He's going to have to move in a hurry. Headman pass to Myers to Chad Fayette. Fayette winds a shot way wide, and the buzzer sounds, and Massena will go to the locker room with a 3-2 lead. A good second period for Massena.
And they are calling. I mean, that's the way it should be. I think what happened when they went to the cages and so on, everybody thought, well, gee, they can't, you can't get hurt. And
right.
In fact, we saw the sticks started to come up.
Sure they did. They did. And that's what they're trying to do is,
right.
is
Get those sticks back down.
Well, a good gate tonight. 764 paid attendance.
Good crowd.
And a few like me who get in for free.
But a nice night here at the Massena Arena.
Beautiful
really,
night.
It's it's not too cold in there. Of course, we in our best press box in the north, as they say.
About it. No doubt about it.
A little refurbished by Mr. Paul Patterson.
Yep.
He had the heat on for us tonight up here. Excellent place to view and to broadcast the game.
It certainly is. We're right at center ice and high above the ice. This is by far the best press facility in the North Country. And since we're giving Mr. Patterson plugs, I wonder what happened to our coffee, Reg.
Gee, I don't know. Usually he comes up with his coffee, but not right now.
We're underway here in the third period. Norwood Norfolk controlling the puck. They're on the power play here. One penalty on Massena up, so we're back to even up for a while. Chad Fayette, the puck tied up along the boards. We will try to pick him up for you right now. Fayette out there with McKenna. And let's see here, Gravel and DeFranco playing the points for Norwood Norfolk. For Massena, Burke out there. And let's see here. We have Sidden and King back. And who's the other forward? I think that's Peter Bentz. No, it's not. That's Marty Medina. 9 and 19. You get them mixed up sometimes. Face off Massena's zone right side. Jim Kinney defending the goal to our left. On the other side, it's Francis Brothers. As the puck slides out to center ice off McKenna's stick, he drops it to DeFranco at the Norwood Norfolk blue line. Over on the other side, moving it around. That's Jeff Fayette, who's back playing the other point. Here comes brother Chad. Chad motoring across the blue line, trying to dump it through behind McKenna, and he follows it into the corner. Now Norwood Norfolk on the power play. Here's Fayette in behind the net. He's got the puck, looking to drop it. Nobody at the point, or at least where the puck went. It's all the way down the ice, and Brothers has to leave it. About 25 seconds left in the power play. DeFranco drops it for Dougie Levine. Levine's head man out to center ice. It's picked up by McKenna. McKenna having a little problem with it. In there to tie it up Johnson. Johnson takes a whack at it. McKenna finally breaks free, takes it across. The big blast way wide. Bouncing puck picked up there by Jeff Fayette in the corner. He and Aubertine jam together, and they tie it up. And we'll have a face-off in Massena territory with 6 seconds left in the Flyer power play. 3-2 Massena leading here as we're underway in the third period in a game that's really flown along here. Sean Hicken's line out there now. Hicken with Mike LePage and Jeff Fayette. At the points, Mike Todd and Gravel off the face-off. Back to the point it comes, and it jumped over Gravel's stick out to center ice. Parker with it for Massena. Across the blue line now. Back to the blue line. They try to jam at it. Puck slides out to center ice. Edwards can't control, and it's back the other way for Sean Hicken. Shot from just outside the blue line is gloved. And Kinney's going to hold on to it. He wanted to drop it, but he had a flyer coming in on him and decided better to be safe than sorry. The penalty is up, and we're back to 5-on-5 plus the goaltenders.
Okay, so the face-off will be to the left of Massena's Jim Kenny. It's Massena 3, Norwood Norfolk 2.
Face-off in behind the Massena net. Darren King with it for the Raiders. King being forechecked by Hicken. And he slides it around the boards out center ice. Mickey Edwards racing for it. Comes up with it. He's got Johnson. Centers it right in front. Johnson shot. Brothers, a big save. Puck back to the point. It goes to King. He winds. The big slapper. Oh, it hit a player. And they're going to have a Jeff Johnson in the crease, I believe. And that's who it hit, I believe. And so the play will move back outside. And I'll tell you what, Brothers just made a big save right there on Edwards.
On Edwards and Johnson. Edwards went down that left side, threw it over on the right side. As I say, Jeff Johnson's got a nose for that net. He was right in front of the net, took the pass, got the shot off. Francis Brothers made the save.
3-2. Massena leading. Chad Fayette's line back out there against Chad Balances off the draw. The puck comes to DeFranco. DeFranco drops to Levine, who bounces off the boards out center ice. Here's King from Massena, taken away. Here comes Chad Fayette. He's got a 2-on-1 with McKenna. Fayette across the blue line, and Massena Sidden gets back. Here's Fayette. He's still got it. Into the faceoff circle. Drops to the point. DeFranco's shot goes way wide. Meant for a deflection, I believe. Dougie Levine picks it up, trying to bounce it through. Massena controlling, and finally Chad Balance picks it up. Headman pass. Here comes Seth Sobe across the blue line. Sobe trying to bounce it through. Fayette gets a piece, goes back to the point. Aubertine, nice job to keep it in. Dougie Levine in the corner now, dropping it over to partner Dan DeFranco. DeFranco loses it in the skate, finds it again, has it poke checked away. Sobe in behind, centering pass right in front. Chad Balance couldn't get the shot off, and here comes Chad Fayette, kind of overskated. The puck still Norwood Norfolk zone, finally cleared out. Aubertine there, trying to bounce it around. Myers gets a piece, now picking it up. Here comes Peter Bentz for Massena on the off wing, centering pass Balance, flying through is Sobe. He fanned on the shot. Big chance there for Massena. Now it's Balance again, centering pass right in front. They jam at it, puck clear to the corner. Chad Valance with it off the backhand, in behind the net. Peter Bentz after it. This is a good shift for this third line from Massena. Bentz trying to center it right in the slot. Here's Burke's shot high over the net. The puck bouncing around. They jam for it. And finally it's controlled by Chad Fayette trying to kick it ahead. And it's out to center ice. Here comes Fayette. He's got McKenna. Fayette on the off wing getting by DeRushy. And we're going to have a penalty on DeRushy as he held on to Fayette. And holding the call, Norwood Norfolk will go on the power play. And again, not a real flagrant penalty, but he just impeded him enough for it to be called holding. And Mike DeRushy goes in the box. And Norwood Norfolk goes on the power play again. 3-2 our score. Massena holding on to a very slim margin here in the third period. Well.
Yeah, he must have heard us talking, Jerry. Here comes Mr. Patterson with our coffee. Thank you, Mr. Patterson.
Thank you, sir. Nice press box, Paul.
We have another gentleman up here enjoying the press box, Mr. Jeff Slack, enjoying the press box facilities.
Off the face-off, shot, a weak shot. Back to the point it goes. Puck poke checked away. Here comes Mark Burke trying to come up with it. Burke's got Medina sliding it through, intercepted. Nice play by Dougie Levine. Levine with a puck now for Norwood Norfolk. He broke up the 2-on-1 for Massena. Now the puck in the corner. Levine and Medina jam for it. Puck comes free behind the net. Now the Flyers. Sean Hicken moving it out. Hicken, headman pass, trying to move it through to LePage. LePage gets across, but Massena clears it down the ice again with about 55 seconds left in the power play. Dougie Levine back for the Flyers again. Long headman pass intercepted. Picked up by Mickey Edwards. He drops it back out to center ice as Massena looking to waste some time. Darren King with it. Over to Chris Siddon. Siddon bodied out of the play. Trying to move the puck up to Jeff Johnson, who slides it to center ice. Levine again, 35 seconds. Levine's going to dump in around the board. Stopped by Kinney. He leaves it for King. King looking to find the hole. Instead, he headmans to Jeff Johnson. Johnson starts out and just dumps the puck down the ice. Into the corner it goes. 20 seconds in the power play. Aaron Gravel with it. Gravel moving it ahead. Center ice stolen by Johnson. Johnson, he's control. Johnson across the blue line. Dipsy doodling in the zone. Drop pass Edwards. Edwards looking to slide it through. Here's Aubertine. Aubertine backhand shot. Deflected by Johnson. That's going to be a control with a high stick as Johnson had a stick over his shoulder and the puck bounced off the stick into the corner. I don't think Jeff even knew it hit his stick.
No, I don't think it did. He had the stick up up over his head. It hit the blade of the stick over into the corner, but one referee did not see it. Evans did not see that, but the other referee, Mike Miller, did see it, so it'll be called and all the way back to the face-off, all the way back to the Massena end. It'll be now to the right of Jimmy Kenny. Massena leads by a score of 3-2. Norwood Norfolk is still in the power play as DeRushy in the penalty box for Massena.
2 seconds left in the power play. Of course, Chad Fayette out to take the draw against Mickey Edwards. Fayette out there with McKenna and Myers off the face-off. Puck in the circle. Darren King picks it up. Big face-off for Massena to win. Now Fayette controls it. Picked up the loose puck. Dumps it in the corner. McKenna centering pass knocked down in front. Fayette after it. He and Edwards jam. Edwards holds on. Looking for somebody to pass to. Nobody there, so he slides it finally out to center ice. Picking it up is Jeff Johnson. Johnson dipsy doodling. Cross the blue line. Gets by one. The puck slides free. They jam for it. DeFranco and Johnson. Puck in behind the net. Now Parker after it. Throws a check. And the puck picked up by Chad Fayette. Fayette starting to move it down the ice. He can motor. 3-on-2. Fayette across the blue line off sides. And I'll tell you what, Bobby Myers just a little bit ahead of the play.
A little bit ahead of the play, although I think most coaches would like to see him, you headman the puck. Yeah,
Mike Brzee shaking the head again.
I think so. When you've got a winger out there, you've got to headman the puck. That time, Fayette hung onto the puck. He put Myers offside.
Hickens line out there now. Let's see here. We've got the Chad Valance line from Massena. Off the draw, the puck dumped deep Massena territory. After it there, Bruce Aubertine. Aubertine slides it into the corner. Big Mike DeRushy after it. DeRushy starts out. Headman pass. It goes to Sauve. Sauve has it poke checked away. DeRushy follows at the red line. Here's DeRushy across the blue line. In the slot, quick shot. Saved by Brothers. The rebound right in front. Dumped into the corner by Gravel. Massena after the puck now. Sauve back to the point. Chad Valance poke checks it through. Nobody home. Sauve got a little piece of it. Puck in the corner. Sauve still after it. He and Mike Todd jam. The puck comes free. Back out to the blue line. Chad Valance trying to get by a check. Valance still has it, jamming for it with Gravel. The puck bounced by Todd in behind the net, and he's going to chase it down. Mike Todd with it. He and Chris Siddon. What's Siddon doing way up there? Siddon's got the puck now. Trying to come up with it behind the net, looking to tie with Gravel. They jam for it, and the puck comes free again. Siddon back to the point. To King. King winds a big slapper. Nice save. The puck knocked down. A hand pass called in Norwood Norfolk's Gravel.
Gravel, I think he grabbed that puck that time to get rid of it. A good shot from the point by King. Another save by goalie Francis Brothers of Norwood Norfolk. Face-off will be in the circle to the right of Brothers. 3-2 Massena. 8:38 to go in the third period.
Mark Burke's line out there now against the Chad Fayette line. Face-off right side. Off the draw, whistle blows. We'll do it all over again. Face-off right side. Massena leading 3-2. Off the face-off, puck in the circle. Burke trying to get the shot off. It comes back in front. Here's a backhander taken there. And the puck comes free along the boards. Siddon pinches in, trying to come up with it. In front, backhand shot, the rebound. Brothers makes the save. Marty Medina got a good opportunity. And Tony Convertini also got a shot off.
Well, again, Massena putting a little pressure on Norwood Norfolk in their own end. Maybe Norwood Norfolk a little bit tired, I think, here, Jerry.
That's what it looks like right now. Burks will face off against Chad Fayette again. 8:25 left third period. 3-2 Massena. Off the draw. Puck comes free. Trying to come up with it, but couldn't, was Marty Medina. The Flyers break it out of there. Here's Joe McKenna. Across the blue line. Dumps in the corner. He's going to chase it down himself. Puck comes free to Chad Fayette behind the net. Oh, taken out of the play by Burke. Nicely, and Massena breaks it out. Here comes Darren King leading the attack for the Raiders. He's going to take it across the blue line in the corner. King with it, looking for Convertini. He loses his footing. The puck comes free. King gets back up, picks it up in the slot. Here's Burke. Burke can't get the shot off. Drops it to the point, but Siddon was couldn't quite come up with it. Now the puck to an open wing. Nobody there, and the Flyers pick it up. DeFranco loses to Siddon. Chris Siddon really is, boy, he's come alive. Here comes the pass in the zone. Chris Parker in behind the net now. Centering pass right in front, but Bobby Myers is there. Now Johnson jamming after it. Side of the net. And the puck is in the corner, or into the side of the net. Nets off its moorings, and Francis Brothers is on top of it. And we'll have a face-off halfway through the third period. 3-2 our score, Massena leading. And Massena pretty much in control right now.
Right, but they only lead by one goal.
Oh, yeah.
3-2. We got a lot of hockey left. 7:32 left to go, third period.
Hickens line back out there. We have yet to see the Norwood Norfolk third line. Unless Mike Brzee slipped it out there when I wasn't looking.
I don't believe they've been out. They've gone with two lines.
Off the face-off, Mike DeRushy, he loses his footing, and the puck picked up by the Flyers. Now taken away by Mickey Edwards. Edwards in the slot, trying to get a shot off. Jamming for Edwards. Score! Oh, Mickey Edwards gets the goal, and the assist will go to Chris Parker as Edwards fed Chris Parker's side of the net. Parker right back to Edwards. A classic give-and-go play, and Massena makes it 4-2 here in the third period.
A little more breathing room for Massena now going up on a 4-2. It was a real nice play. It was Edwards to Parker, back to Edwards, and Mickey this time right in the slot, made no mistake, shooting it low and to the glove side of Francis Brothers. So Massena will go on top by a score of 4-2. The goal will read Mickey Edwards from Parker.
Chad Fayette's line back out against Chad Valance's line. 7:20 left to play. Off the faceoff, Seth Solvay with it. Solvay trying to get by a check, following up his balance. He dumps it in the Norwood Norfolk zone. Dougie Levine back there for the Flyers. Levine can't control it. Picked up there by Massena. Right on the save. They jam. Where's the puck? It's bounced back to the point. Big Mike DeRushy, the blast. Fires it wide. The puck comes free. Bobby Myers for the Flyers, picking it up, breaking it out. Myers, a head man to Valance. Valance crosses the blue line, tries to. The puck goes in Massena territory. DeRushy is there for the Raiders. DeRushy, long head man pass, goes to Solvay. Solvay breaks across the blue line. He's got his wingers with him. Solvay trying to center it to Valance. They jam at it. Fired just wide by Chad Valance. Valance picking it up. Into the corner it goes. He and Myers jam for it. Chad Fayette picks it up back to the point. Albertine, the big blast, goes just wide. The puck comes free. Here's DeRushy. DeRushy bouncing puck, trying to control. Now Valance comes in to help out, moving it along the boards. He's got a piece of it. Dumps it in the corner. Back there is Peter Bentz. Feeding it around the boards, nobody home for Massena, and Dougie Levine picks it up. Back to the point, it slides by everybody, goes to center ice, and DeRushy has to rebound and come after it. Here's DeRushy in his own end. in behind the net, looking for a little help. Goes along the boards now. It's picked up by Tony Convertini. Convertini steps by a check. Headman pass. It goes across the blue line. Massena's controlling Marty Medina to Mark Burke. Back to Medina in the corner. Taken out of the play. They jam for it. Mike Todd in there trying to tie it up. Medina and Burke, and the whistle blows, and we'll have a face-off with 5:54 left to go in the third period. And I think Mike Brzee wants a timeout. No, there's going to be a penalty. Matching, no. Yeah, matching minors, I believe. High sticking on one. And who's the... That's Burke with high sticking. And who's that for Norwood Norfolk? Bob Myers picking up a penalty as well. Cross-checking. You know, I think there's somebody after your job, Reg.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think he's got a chance?
I don't know about that. But I tell you what, I got to say, he comes through in the pinch, and I got to tell you, my wife tells me that you're entertaining to listen to. She said that Paul certainly speaks his mind, doesn't he?
Don Cherry.
Yeah, Don Cherry of the of the Massena Red Raider radio network.
Yeah.
There is a timeout. I'm not sure. I think it was
Norwood Norfolk.
Norwood Norfolk. Good time for a timeout. Norwood Norfolk. I think tired by this time. I think the numbers have told, Jerry.
Yeah,
They've gone with two lines all night long. Massena's been able to throw 2 and 3 lines out there against them. For two periods, they could pretty much skate with Massena. This third period has pretty much been Massena.
It has been.
Most of the period, Massena has picked up the big goal, putting them 2 goals ahead. That goal coming off the stick of Mickey Edwards. The assist on that going to Chris Parker and to Mike DeRushy, and that coming at the 7:40 mark. There's 5:54 to go in the third period in the game. Massena's on top by a score of 4-2, and they are controlling the play right now. There's matching minor penalties. Myers of Norwood Norfolk off for cross-checking, and Burke off for Massena on a high sticking call. So both teams will be skating for a side.
4-2 our score here. Massena leading by a couple with 5:54 left. Chad Fayette's line right back out there. Old Chad's got to be getting tired. He's been out there most of the game.
He's played well for Norwood Norfolk.
Oh,
really.
He's a good player.
He is. He's a good player. He's
big,
a tall,
rangy kid.
That's right.
Off the face-off. Puck in the zone. Norwood Norfolk back to Sidden. He's going to wind. The shot goes wide. Puck bounces back to the point. After it is King. King trying to control, takes a whack at it, goes off a stick. King after it in the corner. Levine rubs him off the boards, and the puck comes free to Dan DeFranco. DeFranco moving it along. Now Jeff Johnson back to Sidden. Sidden going to take another whack, deflected in front off a leg, and the puck bounced back to center ice, back in again. Edwards tried to sneak one by, and it didn't work.
No. Referee Miller right on the blue line. He tried to sneak it over the blue line, but right there called it for the face-off. It'll be just outside Norwood Norfolk blue line.
Albertine comes on the ice now, along with Edwards, Johnson, and Mike DeRushy. And Bruce has had a good game here this evening. He's played well.
Very, very well for Massena.
Chad Fayette stays out there with brother Jeff and DeFranco and Levine. And Fayette leads the attack, but it's poke checked away, gets it back again. Here's Fayette trying to lean on Albertine. The puck comes free, and DeRushy sweep checks it into the corner. Here's DeRushy. Oh, he and Fayette go into the boards hard. DeRushy comes away with a puck. And I'll tell you what, size-wise, they're about equal. Now the puck along the board, still controlled by Albertine. Skates in behind his own net. Now looking. Nobody comes after him. He says, well, I'll take it myself. Now finally he bounces it. Doesn't get it out. Here's Dan DeFranco trying to get the shot off, knocked down. Edwards gets a piece of it. DeFranco gets it back, dumps it to an open wing, and it's out to center ice. Dougie Levine with it. Something on the ice over there. I don't know what that is. Now the puck dumped to an open wing. Jeff Johnson racing for it. Levine gets there first. 20 seconds left in the matching minors. 4:43 in the period. Johnson after it. Levine comes up with it. Skates it out. Center ice. Headman of Chad Fayette. Fayette upended by Parker. Gets it back again. Through to Levine. Levine breaking in the zone. Parker intercepts his pass. Meant for Fayette. And the puck comes in behind the net. Parker looking to tie it up. And Fayette comes away with the puck somehow. Centering pass intercepted. And here comes Darren King. Back from Massena. King trying to break by DeFranco. DeFranco, nice hip check. Takes him off the puck. And the puck bounced back to center ice. Chris Sidden racing for it. Here's Sidden with it. Skating in front of his own net. 4:09 left to play here. Headman pass goes by everybody, but it's not going to be icing. Goes right on Brothers. He has to make the save. And I'll tell you what, Marty Medina was bearing down, and Francis had to cover it up.
Another save for brothers of Norwood Norfolk. Jimmy Kenny, not very busy in the nets in the third period. The first 2 periods, Jimmy Kenny had 7 saves the first 8 in the second period. I've only got, I think, down for 1 save here in the third period.
Yeah,
pretty much Massena's period here in the third period. Again, the face-off back in the Norwood Norfolk end.
Sean Hickens' line back out there. Chad Valance will be out there for Massena. 4:02 left to play third period off the draw. Dougie Levine controls it. It goes to McKenna. McKenna's playing the wing with Hicken and Myers. Headman pass controlled right in front of the net by Norwood Norfolk. Whoa, Garushi took it out of trouble, and the puck slides free in the corner. Now they jam for it, and finally the whistle blows, and we'll have a face in Massena territory as the puck was tied up long enough. 3:45 left to play in the third period. 4-2, Massena on top. Mickey Edwards stepping back across the boards, and Chad Fayette right back out there again. The shifts are getting rather short here in the third period. Face off right side of Jim Kinney in the Massena zone. Edwards against Fayette. Off the face-off. Puck controlled to the blue line, but stolen by Johnson. Here comes Johnson. Headman pass. Parker racing for it, but Francis Brothers got a stick on it. Into the corner it goes. Picking it up is Bobby Myers. Myers headman pass. Johnson intercepts. Dropping it back to Parker. Parker turns. Back in the zone. Following it up. Takes it across over skated. Gets it back again. Trying to slide it through the bouncing puck. Back out to center ice. Back is Mickey Edwards. Comes up with it. Off the boards. Trying to move it. And they jam for it right in front of the penalty box and tie it up. And we'll have a face-off with 3:12 left to play, and Massena will make another line change. 4-2, Raiders continue to lead this hockey game. In the third period, Norwood Norfolk scored both goals in the first period.
Yep, unable to get anything going in the second period, and in the third period, unable to get on track at all here in the third period.
Burke's line out there now. Burke with Medina and Convertini. Off the face-off, Bobby Myers with it. Slides it in the Massena zone. Here's Darren King. King waiting, finally drops it over to Sidden. Sidden, I think, has had a pretty good game here as well this evening. Hard check throwing. Here comes Fayette trying to cross the blue line. Jim Kinney's out of his net, though, and he feeds it ahead for Medina. Almost a little bit of problem there, but Medina controls. Ahead to Convertini. Convertini trying to bounce it out, and it's still in the Massena zone. We're going to have a penalty, and a high stick again. And who's it against?
Against Massena's Convertini, I believe, going off.
A lot of high sticks called this game. So Massena picks up another penalty, and Norwood Norfolk will go on the power play here with 2:43 left in the third period. So Massena not out of the woods yet, Reg.
One thing I think Norwood Norfolk has not been able to convert much. They did on the first power play. They got their goal. But since they've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 7 power plays, they haven't been able to score a goal in those power plays. I think that's hurt Norwood Norfolk's chances tonight.
Edwards will face off against Hicken. Off the draw. Puck bounces Massena zone. Sitting back there for the Raiders. Picks it up. Circles behind his own net. Has it poke checked away. They jam at it. It's tied up in the back of the mesh. And will face it off in Massena territory. 2:34 left, third period. 1:21 in the power play for the Flyers. Again, Hicken will face off against Edwards. Hicken out there along with McKenna. And let's see here, that's Mike LePage. Jeff Johnson out with Edwards, Aubertine, and Mike DeRushy. Off the face-off, puck picked up by Johnson. He can't control. It comes to DeRushy, and he lugs it back to the blue line and bounces it to center ice. Dougie Levine picking it up, feeding to Hicken. 1:10 left in the penalty. Now it's Danny DeFranco. Long headman pass to the blue line. Picked up there by LePage. Trying to move it ahead. Hicken picked up Aubertine. Back down to the Norwood Norfolk blue line. Dougie Levine with it. Skates by one. Here's Levine controlling it. Takes it in. Drop pass. Jeff Johnson comes up with it and skates it out. Johnson going 1 against 3. Now he finds Mickey Edwards. Beautiful pass. Edwards across the blue line. Stops. Waits. Drops it. Nice pass to Aubertine. The big blast. Ouch! That went off LePage, and that had to hurt. He's on the ice, and the shot taken by Edwards, but ow, that hurt. Ooh.
Well, I guess so. As Aubertine really wound up Mike LePage coming in opposite Albertine, and I'm not sure if it hit him in, somewhere in the shin area, and boy, that's sad to sting.
Do you recognize that guy out there now? That's David Barry. Do you remember Dave Barry? Do you remember a game we did up at Potsdam College, the Class B championship?
Right.
The year that Norwood Norfolk lost their starting goalie in a fight.
Yes, yes.
And they had to come back and get a minor hockey goalie. That's the goalie they came back to get, Dave Barry.
Oh, okay. I remember that well.
They ended up beating Alex Bay, too, a heavily favored Alex Bay team. Off the faceoff, puck control, big Chad Fayette out to center ice, intercepted. And Marty Medina just bangs it back down the ice. About 25 seconds left in the power play. Hard check thrown by Burke. He steals the puck and dumps it behind the net. Dougie Levine now. Feeding it to Danny DeFranco. DeFranco, headman pass intercepted. Big shot. Oh, boy, Medina kind of wound up, and his stick was lifted from behind. We have a whistle in front, and we're going to have a penalty. Matching minors in front of the Norwood Norfolk net? Or is it just on the Flyers? It's going to be a holding call anyway, and Dan DeFranco is going to get the gate. No, interference, I guess. And that's just to even things up here. 4-2 the score in Massena. We're down to 1:23 in the period. And we're skating 4-on-4 plus the goaltenders. And after the 10 seconds is up, Massena will go on the power play for the rest of the hockey game. Parker will take the faceoff. Parker out there with Johnson, Albertine, and DeRushy. And a whistle on the faceoff. I'm not sure what that was all about. I hate to tell you, Norwood Norfolk's got too many men on the ice.
A little bit. They got one man. DeFranco's in the penalty box. Finally, the referee says, hey, you can only have 4 skaters. So McKenna goes back off the ice. Who's back out there for Norwood Norfolk? Chad Fayette will take the center again.
Who else? Off the faceoff. Puck comes in behind the Norwood Norfolk net. And it's stolen by Jeff Johnson. Poke checked away from him. And here comes big Chad Fayette. 2 seconds left in the power play. Or in the evens. Here's Fayette breaking through. Sharp angle shot. And I think Johnson, or Kinney got a piece of that rather. And here comes Massena out to center ice. Massena on the power play now. About a minute left. Jeff Johnson with it. Has it poke checked away. Getting it is Edwards. Edwards dropping it off to Albertine, who feeds Parker across the blue line. Parker sliding it to an open wing. The puck comes free. Goes into the corner. They jam for it. 50 seconds left. Back to the point. DeRushy can't control it. Went right through his legs. I think he better not play first base. And back comes DeRushy to pick up the puck with 40 seconds left. DeRushy loses it almost in front of his net. Finally, he got it ahead to Jeff Johnson, and Johnson skates it back. Long left wing pass. It goes to Parker. Parker takes a whack at it. Kind of a weak shot right on. And the save made with 27 seconds left in the hockey game in the third period.
And it looks like Massena will get their first home victory of the year. I'll tell you, it's a hard-fought victory over Norwood Norfolk. Norwood Norfolk come in here to play hockey. It's be a 4-2 lead right now. And it looks like it might end up as 4-2. But for a long time, it was only a one-goal lead. Norwood Norfolk giving Massena all they wanted tonight here at the Massena Arena.
I think if Mike Brzee had a third line he could play,
yes,
might be a different outcome
short
here.
on numbers.
Off the faceoff. Dougie Levine with it, trying to feed it out to the blue line. Poke checked away, back in the corner. About 20 seconds left in the third period. Here's big Bruce Albertine. The blast goes to Seth Sove. He can't get the shot off. Drops it back to Albertine, and it goes through his legs. Back into Massena territory. Albertine skates, picks it up, bangs it out. Center ice, off a stick. 5 seconds, 4. That'll just about do it right there. And Massena holds on for a 4-2 victory here over the Flyers of Norwood Norfolk. Norwood Norfolk took a 2-1 lead in the first period after Massena came back, though, and they scored a couple in the second and a couple, one more here in the third to put the game away. And so the final scoreboard reads Massena 4, Norwood Norfolk 2, but it was a hard-fought victory. Massena undermanned tonight, and they had to battle for this one, Reg.
They certainly did. They had to really battle. It was Norwood Norfolk 2, Massena 1 at the end of the first period. The turning point, probably Massena picking up those two, you won't say, I don't know if you want to call them lucky goals, but